Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room for Monday, April the 6th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? All right. Well, guys, we've got obviously a huge open this morning so far. Market is really rallying. Lots to talk about, of course, when a market like this. Now, somebody mentioned those investment vehicles. Yes, I can't remember the one. It was you're right. It was GB something or other, I think. But we've got a lot of those going up this morning. Two that have caught my eye are TWO, and there was one other one, TWO, and I can't see it on my list. Well, anyway, TWO is definitely one of them, up 38%, 500,000 shares already. And yes, the cruisers, RCL on the way up. NCLH, I'm sure CCL the same, so the cruisers are on the move here. I mean, it's, you know, they're, and I see the resorts, WYNN, MGM. Now, even American Airlines, I saw that the airlines were a little bit weak this morning. I saw UAL and DAL, Delta and United, but American is starting to, let me take a look at DAL, see if it's following suit. Not really, so AAL right now, as we speak anyway, is starting to lead the airlines. Must be just covered up. There it is. It was just covered up. There we go. So what else is happening? So ZM, guys. So you know what? I mean, if you read the comment from the CEO this morning, or I'm not sure exactly when it came out, but man, oh man, you talk about taking ownership. I mean, he basically said, I personally screwed up big time. So that's ZM, and he says, I'm going to do everything I can to fix this situation. And you guys have been following what's been happening with ZM. Hasn't helped the stock this morning, but man, oh man, let's talk about taking ownership. BORR had gapped up. Now it's pulled back a lot though. 120 back down to 89 cents, so this might be over. Now, be careful on these two. MNLO, they're almost the same. They've both gapped down on poor results. These are a couple of drug companies. MNLO, all-time low now. And also MNLD. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. And maybe they are. Just a minute. Oh, yeah, right. MLND. So they're both the same price, but they are different companies, MLND and MNLO, okay? So be careful on those, but they're both the same. They're both about the same price and both down on very poor test results. Codex, CODX, gapped up. FDA has allowed them emergency tests for the virus. RDHL, another virus play, is gapped up. It's still holding too. Fairly low float, 26 million in the float. Another virus play, VIR. Very, I find this a very tough trader. Be very whippy. Looking at the spread too. Spread isn't terrible for it right now, but it has also pulled back quite a bit. It was up to 42, back down to 36. Yeah, IMU. Yeah, this is. I think if I read this correctly, they were sort of in their phase 3, And the FDA said, you know what? You don't have to keep going. We think it's a good. We think it's good already. Something to that effect. I'm really paraphrasing, of course. So I think that that's the reason IMU. They didn't have to complete their phase 3. So the efficacy is good right now. Hertz. I'm sure car is up also, but Hertz, HTZ. Nice gap up for Hertz. There are tons of gappers, of course, this morning, guys. XBIT could be interesting. XBIT, I think, is through the 200-day moving average, 1220. So it's through the 200-day moving average. There was a big gap after hours on Friday. Holding, kind of holding. Not very much volume yet. 25 million in the float. Now, I know had gapped, actually, when I first saw it, it had gapped down. It had kind of gapped down a little bit, and then it just absolutely popped here. Initiates phase 1 clinical trial of its virus, COVID-19 vaccine. So that's why it popped this morning. Din, little food company. I think they have something. I think they own IHOP and a few others. So, but Dine Brands Global. Look, nice move for it. Great move. I mean, look at this. 17%. 66,000 shares. Not bad. And it's a low float for a $24 stock. 16 million in the float. Now, oil, of course, is under a little bit of pressure this morning. You know, those talks that were supposed to take place haven't taken place yet. The news is maybe on Thursday. So right now, oil under pressure. So when oil under pressure, you know what that means? FRO is gapping up a bit. Actually, quite a bit here, 6%. And remember, if you do want to follow along with my watch list, you have to load it again today. I've changed the symbol list name. I think it's called April Showers. Okay, so that's a new symbol list name for the watch list. You want to follow along, just click on New, Channel Bar, in my windows. Remember, everything here is a layout. So before you do that, make sure you save your layout to the cloud. And I have enabled the 2 strategies. Make sure, yeah, I've enabled them. So I will be auto trading. Definitely the entries on my watch list up and down. Now, guys, I'm interested to find out anybody who's brand new into the room this morning, if you cannot see my screen or it's kind of blurry, or is it okay? I actually am using Edge now. Wanted to see if Edge might, as a browser. So I'm wanting to see if Edge, but when I download, it looks a lot like Chrome in terms of the codec. So we'll have to see. But see if that clears up that situation. It's blurry. So I guess okay. So there is a fix. Yeah. It all depends. It all depends. Okay, we'll try using Chrome and then disabling the hardware accelerator. It appears that using Edge doesn't matter. Yeah, it all depends on your computer setup, on your graphic card and all that. Okay, that's the issue. It's not everybody, but it depends on your computer. If you cannot see if the bottom half of my screen looks blurry, I suggest you change to Chrome as your browser and then disabling the hardware accelerator. If you can find the tech support, then those are the instructions on how to do it. However, this exercise was to see whether or not using Edge would, prevent all this from happening, but it appears that it's not. So I'll probably just go back to Chrome tomorrow. Yeah, KSS is also on my list here. KSS. Kiss Coals is ramping up a little. I mean, look, guys, there are obviously a ton. I've got a ton of stocks in the gappers. Nice to see. Yeah, TJ, just all you have to do. Yeah, Rishi, it's not for everybody. Okay, just a general announcement. If you can see my screen, then don't worry. Okay, it's just some people's computer configurations or their video card, graphics card. It doesn't handle it, so you have to disable the hardware accelerator, and you should be using Chrome as a browser, disabling the hardware accelerator, and that'll almost 100% will fix it. Okay, once you do that, you have to close the browser, reopen it. Yeah, definitely a broad. There's virtually every sector is up right now. Even jet is up. Here's Jets ETF for the airline sector. In fact, I know this is going to get diving, getting deep here, but I had to. Come on. I'd actually normally what I do on my watch on my pre-market actives, I have to put the count to 500 before I, especially on a day where the market is up, before I would see anything on the downside. I think I've got it at 500, and I can't see anything on the downside. I had to change that to 1,000 before I would see anything on the downside. Now, will it hold? Just have to wait for the market to open. Right now, I mean, the market is flattening out right there on that 15-minute chart. Flattening out, not too much activity. Forget these bottoming tails. Trade of the week, I believe, is State Street, STT. With a nod to OVV also is something to watch. This is actually on my watch list. OVV is on my watch list. Yeah, I would say virtually everybody, if you just turn off your hardware accelerator, use Chrome as your browser. If you cannot see my screen well, it's for whatever reason, it's just the bottom half or the bottom third, kind of blurry. Turn off the hardware accelerator, use Chrome, go to your Chrome settings, scroll down, click on advanced, scroll down a little bit further, and where you see hardware accelerator, disable it. And then close your browser down and then reload, okay? Yeah, will these cruisers hold? That's the thing. I mean, we got CCL, NCLH, and RCL. All right, let me just take a quick look and see what sort of upgrades and downgrades we have this morning. Now, on Friday, there weren't that many, so I was able to get the whole list in. And just going to see what the situation is this morning. Yeah, kind of back to too many. So what I do is I just kind of take the ones from Goldman, if there are any, and put them in there. Or if I see one that has multiple upgrades, some stock that has multiple upgrades, and I'll put it in. Right now I don't see that, so I'm going to just put the Goldmans in. Not too many. So just a couple from Goldman this morning. I'll see what sort of downgrades they've got. They have a few downgrades, so I'll get those in too. All right. Yeah, not too much activity from Goldman this morning, at least from briefing.com. So just a couple of each on each. Is it really? I don't know. Let's see what the news is on State Street. I don't see that. Marriott is gapping up also. Marriott. Again, it'll be interesting to see once this market opens today to see if it holds or if we're going to get a big fade. Try to get the stocks in caps, Kivo, okay? Just makes it easier to identify. XSPA, sorry, XSPA. Yeah, super cheap one. A lot of volume, 2.6 million in the float. Could be interesting. I mean, I don't really look at these very, very cheap ones, but I guess if it took out 47, I mean, that'd be still a huge percentage increase. It's already up 55%. And of course, it's a virus play. Remember, guys, it's a short week. Friday's a market holiday for Good Friday, so it's a short week. I know is holding in the pre-market. Holding. Let's see, the high looking left on the daily chart is a 932. I mean, if it takes this out, look out, this could have a real run. I mean, it's already had a big run, of course, but could have a bigger run in store. Yeah, it's a huge gap for Wayfair. I think I thought I saw some news on it also. Yeah, stock soars, business more than doubles. Okay. Now UAL now is starting to move along with AAL. And let me see Delta. Delta is still lagging, guys. Could be interesting. Delta is lagging the two other big ones. It'll only mean something if it continues. I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, it is continuing. There's the volume I know you're talking about. So Coke is continuing here. Whether it continues once the market opens is another thing. It's a huge, huge float for Coke. I mean, 4.2 billion. So to see if this can sustain itself here, because I mean, to get it moving, unless there's really specific news, I do see something, a new Coca-Cola collection, the pop inside. I mean, I don't know if that's enough to spur it on this morning, but this is oh wow, this one DGLI. Actually, there is an earnings play. DGLY is actually an earnings play. However, there's a 200-day moving average, 117. Look where it got to this morning. It popped through the 200-day, came back down. That's DGLY. Yeah, Kohl's continues, guys. KSS continues here. Intel, big one, is gapping up also. INTC, another big float. It's interesting that it's taken, well, it's trying to take out all this right here. The next level would be 58.78. So a couple of dollars away for the next area of resistance. So again, if you guys aren't familiar with my watch list up and down, we'll see nothing in here until 10 o'clock. I put a delay, try to let things settle down just a little bit. And I'm also testing a 10:30 start on another, I have another Brokerage Plus open. So I'm testing a 10:30 start also. I sort of did it on Friday, but I wasn't able to track it as well as I wanted to. Today I'll be able to track it very well. So what I mean by that is, what would happen if instead of getting alerts at 10 o'clock, what happens if we delay to 10:30? I know a lot of you get antsy, you want to start trading right away, but it's going to be interesting for me to see if we delay the alerts to 10:30, how much easier is it to trade? You know, once a lot of the initial frantic moves have sort of died down. Acre, look at Acre, guys. Acre is coming in here. Big gap up for Acre. Probably, I'm sure. Geez, I thought the market was open. I'm getting a ton of alerts now. Market is not open yet. But look at Acre. Acre just and Mace, even little Macy's, poor old Macy's is gapping here, guys. April showers is the new list, yes. We'll see if they bring May flowers next month. Just give me a second here. What do we got here? Oh, we still have another minute to go. Just making one change to my watch list. Yeah, so it's a virus play too. So again, guys, just a general announcement. If you're new into the room and you cannot see the bottom half of my screen or it's kind of blurry, please change your browser to Chrome and then disable the hardware accelerator. And then close your browser down, reload. If you go to the tech support tab, you'll see the instructions. All right, guys, we're going to open in less than a minute, in about 15 seconds. So let's have a great start to this. Remember, it's an abbreviated trading week. The markets are closed on Friday. And as usual, I will sit out the first 15. Unless something startling happens. Here we go. We are now open. This is another one of those. I don't even know. Well, we're calling it other investment pools and funds. So SVC, and one that I was watching this morning was TWO. TWO, another one of those. Forgot to mention Mizo. Mizo actually had popped up. Yes, Mizo. Mizo had popped up also, guys. MESO. There's the 200-day moving average. That's still far enough away, I guess. Well, it's getting close though. 640. We're at $6 right now. And I'm sure it must be a virus play. Yep. Another virus play, MESO. Yeah, it's interesting news on the IMU. If I read it correctly, basically FDA saying, you know what, guys, we're satisfied with the results. You don't even have to finish your phase 3, which is certainly incredibly bullish. I'm not saying to pile into it now. That's the news. Okay, now the airlines, DAL starting to fade. Remember I was saying that Delta was lagging, UAL, AAL, kind of lagging. And now Delta is kind of taking it on the chin a little bit. But look at here's the airline ETF, Jets. Yeah, meanwhile, AKER continues. RDHL continues. Okay, this is actually not a virus play. CANF looks like psoriasis. So this is not a virus play. CANF gapping up here. A lot of room. Next high looking left is 180, but over here, 238. Yeah, now the spread has gotten crazy. About 50 cents on the VIR. It's very difficult, I find, to try to trade this one. Okay, market just noticed here. So it's up 800 on the Dow. So huge. Of course, we knew it was going to be huge, but let's watch that SPY. That's the first candle is holding steady. Of course, LK obviously in the news last week. LK. There's Teva, guys. Teva, nice pop for Teva. TEVA, big volume coming in. Big float, over 9. Looking left on the daily chart is about 950 or so. Next high looking left. Yeah, keep an eye on Teva. I mean, if it holds this area, just over that whole number. Well, down goes LK, guys. LK underneath 5 now. Well, this is the one I was wanting to mention. This, yeah, NRZ. This is another one of those. ones into this group. But they look like they're fading now. Look, yeah, they're starting to fade now. Well, not that's a big fade. TWO, NRZ. So a lot of these were active. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I think on that day right there, we had a ton of activity in this, I'll call it sector. Okay, market, okay, we have a red bar forming. So fade potentials, guys, definitely fade potentials. Now look at that topping tail for W. I mean, there's no way. I'm sure it wasn't there very, in fact, it was halted, right? And in fact, it was halted right at 935. TRTX is halted. TRTX is halted. Big gap up. Wow, look at this one, TRTX. Look at the room it's got. Again, one of those ones in this sector, whatever the sector is. Look at the action it had. So it, as opposed to NRZ, which is doing this. Look at that red. Look at that red bar right there. TRTX is doing the reverse. Oh, I think it's just, you're asking why is the market popping? I think it's because maybe, maybe the virus is starting to slow down in certain areas. Okay, yeah, so just disable the hardware accelerator, okay? So if you can, the three little dots in your Chrome settings, where the browser, you just click on the three little dots, and then scroll down to the bottom, click on Advanced, scroll down a little bit more, find the hardware accelerator and disable it. And then reload, and then get out of Chrome and then reload it, and that'll fix it. I guess I'll go back to Chrome tomorrow. We thought maybe using Edge might help, but it doesn't. There's a block trade, yes. Dark pool, no. I mean, depending what your definition is, but we do have a block trade scan, yes. Swank. Are you a subscriber? Okay, yeah. So configure, search. Here we go. Block trade. Okay, block trades. I think it has to be a minimum of. I think it has to be a minimum of 25,000 shares. So anyway, you can just put whatever minimum. I think it has to be over 25. Okay. But to answer your question, yes, we do have a block trade scan. I'm not sure. I don't use it, so I'm not 100% sure. Let's see, I'll just click on help and see if yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually not. I'm just checking here. I'm looking at the instructions on it. Doesn't say it can't be used after hours. April showers, yes. All right, guys, Codex after the, drop down to 10, over 11 again. And the next high looking left on that daily chart is 13. So this has room, guys. Codex has room. CODX, and it's a low float. 15 million in the float. All right, TRTX opened and it just really dropped. So hit 4 and then it opened, didn't really gap up after the halt, and it has dropped. TRTX. All right, no fade yet. Wow, look at KISS, guys. KSS, no fade at all. Almost a green, almost a red bar ignored also for KSS. I say almost because it looks like the red candle there is slightly, maybe a penny above. So it's the green candle, the previous green candle, so it's not totally engulfed. Now here could be an interesting one. FTAI, it's in the watch list, hasn't triggered yet because again, delay for half an hour, but it doesn't mean you can't, look at earlier trades if you want. FTAI, you can see why it's on the watch list. Look at the ton of room it's got. FTAI. When I say ton of room, I'm looking at a daily chart, a weekly chart, a monthly chart. Look at all the room it's got. I mean, in theory, it could keep going until, look on the weekly chart up to here. It's not going to happen, but on the daily chart, I would say there's some resistance maybe around 11, around 11. Well, KISS continues here. KSS continues. Okay, just a Schlumberger SLB. Nice little move here for Schlumberger, guys. Big float, just over the whole number, 15. Obviously has a, well, actually doesn't have a ton of room. Now look at the daily chart, 1560. 1560 on that daily chart. Looks like they could stumble trying to get through there. Now this is just going to run away without me, KSS. Okay, one moment, please. Yeah, they'll all fade at some time, at some point. It's just a matter of picking it. Still has room though on that daily chart, so there's nothing blocking it yet on the daily chart. Yeah, Well, what a move. Look at this FTAI. What a move. You got lots of room. All right, maybe keep an eye on this BORR. I mean, it's a pretty big float for a dollar stock. It did hit in the pre-market. It did hit $1.20. Let's see if it takes out $1 again and resumes. Obviously, if it can do that, the next high looking left is $1.10, and it did in the pre-market hit $1.20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick an alert around $1.15. See if it takes out $1.15 later on. If it does, I mean, look at the room it's got. Just a little one. Oops. Guys, I might be hung up. Yeah, I may have to get rid of Edge as the browser. I may be hung. I don't know if that's the reason. I doubt that's the reason. Yeah, guys, I think I'm hung up. My TI is frozen. Yeah, doesn't look like I can click on it. So I'm gonna have to exit Trade Ideas, and I'll come right back. Let me make sure before I do this, see if I can do anything to unfreeze it. Yeah, this hasn't happened. I don't know if it's anything to do with my using Edge. This hasn't happened. I can't remember the last time. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to just get out of Trade Ideas. I'll be right back. Just reload it. All right, back in business. Look at MIC, guys. MIC, wow, what a nice move for it. Of course, got beaten up on Thursday. Children's Place, PLCE. Remember they had earnings on the 17th. Nice move here for Children's Place, PLCE. Yeah, the market, so that looked like we were going to have a little red bar. No way. Not yet anyway. Okay, so much for Acre. LK again under 5, guys. Ah. HLX, a little one popping here. But you know what? It's got a huge float for a $1 stock, 141 million in the float. That's a big, big, big float for a $1 stock. Now this is the one. This is the one I was trying to remember in the pre-market. MFA. Another one of these other investment pools and funds. Okay, MFA. Interesting that most of them faded once the market opened. Look at that move in the SPY, guys. Wow, that is a big, big, big move right here in the SPY. In 15-minute, we're going to get near 1,000, I think. Yeah, this one is halted also. ATOS halted. It halted at 9:51. So again, if you're unfamiliar with the halts resumes, we have the halts resumes scanner. So it lets you know when a stock gets halted. And typically, it's a 5-minute halt. This number 26 is basically a volatility halt. So typically, it's a 5-minute halt. So if it is, it'll be 9:56 plus 33 seconds. And I'm just checking here to see what the bid ask stacking up to be. Nothing dramatic yet. Oh, look at LK, guys. LK on the way down. You know what? It's funny. I think I looked at it when it was just underneath 5. It's not shortable anymore at Interactive Brokers. And it's not a matter of they're trying to find shares. It's a big red dot for me anyway. LK, it's too bad because I don't think it was like that when it was just underneath $5. I was thinking about shorting it. So not shortable. They've taken it completely off. What a move. What a tremendous move, that 15-minute candle so far. All right, guys, another 6 minutes before we get any alerts here. Children's Place continues here, guys. PLCE over the whole number now. Low float. I didn't realize it was that low a float. 14 million in the float for Children's Place. That's a really low float. Especially when it was a $100 stock at one point. So you can actually you're adding, you're going to buy it. Okay, sorry. You're not trying to short it, LK. You're not, William, you're not trying to short LK. Okay, guys, again, if you cannot see my screen, anybody new, if the bottom half or the bottom third is blurry, there is a fix for that. It doesn't happen for everybody. There's the one you were talking about. GBDC is the one from last week. GBDC, or a couple of weeks ago. The one that started with the letter G. There it is, right there. So again, if you can't see my screen, if you can find the tech support tab, there's the fix. Yeah, I should be using Chrome as your browser. And then disabling the hardware accelerator, okay? Just click on the three dots, the settings for Chrome. Scroll down where you see advanced, click on advanced, scroll down further, and where you see hardware accelerator, disable it. Then close your browser and then reopen, and that should do it. I don't know, Grumpy, but you can talk about it. You can jot it down, and then you can let me know at the end of the day. It's a pain in the you-know-what, but I have to use, I cannot use Firefox. I see, okay. Good to know, BC. Stu. All right, guys, we're getting close to 10 o'clock. Interesting to see what sort of alerts I'm going to get. Again, I've got the auto trader on. So if anything shows up here, 10 o'clock and later, it will automatically take the trade. Yeah, it's something where, well, I don't know. Well, you can, yeah, I mean, you can, I'm waiting for something to show up here, but I'm pretty sure you can highlight, just like here. You know, you can do something like that, highlight the symbols and then export them. But we are working on a stock another module that'll allow you to track your trades in a more professional way. But I'm pretty sure that once symbols start showing up, I'm pretty sure I can do something like this and then just export, save the contents into an Excel file as an example, okay? Now it may not do that the same way, but I'm pretty sure you can highlight the symbols. You can, and highlight it. We'll see. I mean, I just have to wait for something to show up. All right, guys, 10 o'clock. Let's see if anything shows up here. Now, for instance, if LK showed up here and the watch list down, I would have to, even if it took the trade, it doesn't know. Now, why RDHL did not show up here? It's because it's not below the low of Friday. So that's why. Remember, there are filters in place here. So for a stock to show up on the watch list up, yes, it has to be making a new high today, but it also has to be above the high of the previous day, which of course is Friday. So okay, well, I have 1307, but that's close enough. 1312, I guess. 1312. So we have the VWAP at 1307 for Coles, KSS. But let's see let's see what the next candle is in that 15-minute for the SPY. So now we're up 1,000. Remember, guys, we're getting used to these. Up 500, down 500, up 1,000. Remember now, this never happened until maybe a month ago. Now we're just kind of getting used to it. Let's take a look at the big picture on the SPY. So I'm going to stick an alert right up around here. It may not do it today. It might. You can see right there. 1, 2, 3 days it touched. Wondering why when I'm clicking on these, it's not loading in the charts. Look at the volume that just came into CARG, guys. Car Guru, CARG. Look at the volume that just came in. A million shares on that 5-minute. Well, here we go. You'll hear us say this all the time. What's your stop for Codex? What is your stop? Sounds like you didn't have a stop, or you're not obeying it, or something like that. If you get it, every time you get into a trade, you should have the area where you're going to get out and just move on. It sounds like you don't have a stop. Yeah, well. You hear us time and again talk about how it's very important to have a stop. I mean, you're not going to be right on every trade. Have your stop, get out. You can always get back in. Wow, what a pop for that Car Gurus. Okay, and again, why didn't Codex show up here? Because, yes, it's a low of the day and all that, but it's not below the low of Friday. So far nothing is happening. What I need to happen for anything to show up, for instance, if KSS gets back up to 1370, if it gets back up to 1370, which is the high of the day, it will trigger in the watch list up. I'm in no rush. Just let it happen. And guys, if you have the AI, you know, there is an interesting one, the 930, let's see, the 931, starting with the letter E. Now, you'll notice that the AI got out of it on a timed exit. Doesn't mean you have to. That strategy came from, obviously only had a 30-minute hold, but that does not mean that you have to get out of it because, you know, it's still working well. Now, I'm surprised nothing's happening here yet. You see, MIC is in the list, but, you know, it's got to take out the high of Friday, and it's probably, you know, that's going to be $1 away. So MIC, guys, I mean, it's over 20 now. I mean, there is a lot of room for MIC, 2007, 2008, 2011 on the bid ask. It's too bad. It's, you know, it's extended on the 15s. Little bit of a consolidation on the 5s before the pop over 20. Again, going long anything. I mean, the market is, it'd be interesting to what candle this is going to turn out to be. Just resting right here. I used to do that, Bob. MICKEY, yep. I amuse myself anyway. MIC, guys, still moving. Well, haven't, let's see, 10:09. Well, getting a little, I want to see anything coming in here, but there's nothing making new highs. Codex is not shortable for me either. It's not the big red dot, but it just means, you know, they'd have to find shares. So that's for me at Interactor Brokers. I don't, well, it's on my other monitor, BC. It's a premium service, right? So I don't display it. Do you have our premium service? I can't remember. Do you have our premium service? Well, I know you've been around quite a while. Then you should just, I mean, this shouldn't be, you should be doing this every day. Well, not every day. You should just click on new and AI/Holly strategies trade window. Okay. And if you don't, if it doesn't say strategy trades all, if it says Grail, You know, when that window pops up, then click on segments, right click on it, go down to segments and check all. But you should have the latest beta. But my point is that here's the window incorporated as part of your layout. You should have it. You know, just incorporate that layout or that window as part of your layout. I mean, if you've got the premium service, I mean, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice if you don't have this window open every day, right? Does that make sense? Okay, there's one. TWO, TWO. So it just took it. Now let's see. It just took it. It just took it on the auto trading the entries. 335. Just watch it. MIC guys, MIC. Rippage now, rippage, MIC. Okay, I'm just watching this. Now again, this is I'm not in this one in my real account. I'm looking at there's the high in the pre-market 371. It's a big float. But if it gets back up to say 338, I'll probably take it in my real account. This is the simulated. This is paper trading, simulated trading that you're seeing right here if you're new. But BC, look at them all. Right click, segments all, okay? I mean, look, you could do what you want. You know, I'm not suggesting you don't just look at Neil, but you can do what you want. But I would put them all on. Nothing to learn. There's nothing to learn. Just load the window and segments all, and then save this window as part of your layout. There's nothing really to learn. LKQ, another one that's on the move here. LKQ. Well, Carnival did not take out 9. Boy, it's still strong. CCL. Okay, just waiting on this TWO. Big pop also for Norwegian. NCLH. Get one moment, please. All right, guys, TWO. Keep an eye on MIC, guys. The longer it holds over 20, it's back into the 2020s. It's still have a run in it. MIC. SPY still holding, guys, still holding. No fade yet. No fade in this market yet. In fact, there's a little glimmer of a green candle. Okay, as you know, I'm well, not as you know, but I'm in the TWO. We'll see. See if it has any sort of a run in it. The pre-market, it got up to 369. I'm not really loving the way this is trading, the TWO. See if it gets back into the 340s. TRTX, guys, is ringing here. So remember, this got halted earlier. Well, TRTX still strong. See, this is in that segment. TRTX is in that segment. Or sector, sorry, not segment, but sector. All right, well, I'm just going to put this here. Long TWO 3.38 from watch list. So there they are. Look, GBDC, MFA, TWO, all in the same sector. And very tight stops also. You can see how many shares this took. And I'm going to go over a lot of this, well, all of this around 10:30. You know, why is it doing this? Why is it taking these number of shares? Here's another one, another little one. XAN, guys, this little sector is getting alive again. This is the day that a lot of these did that day right here. XAN, low float, 30 million in the float. XAN. MIC, guys, MIC. Where's the chorus? All right, guys. Well, the market's in rip mode right now. Disregard that bottoming tail. That's nonsense. That's not really there. Look at this market. So it's taken these four and TWO, MFA, GBDC, same sector. Only one that's not in there is KSS. All right, guys, listen, I took some out in my real account at 345. Just in case, okay? I don't want to, I'm going to hold to see if it can take out 350. So nothing fantastic, but not a bad percentage move. Yeah, I have no insight on this. I mean, look, obviously it's if the cases slow down, the whole, well, you know, everything kind of slows down, then I think the market's going to get more enthusiastic. It's that simple. But the market right now is reacting obviously to maybe the hope, maybe that we've crested somewhat. EPZM, guys. Just one moment, please. MIC, guys. And EPZM. Boy, this has got a nice little gap also. 1613 is the 200-day moving average. All right, so guys, as I've said before, I'm out of the TWO, okay? My real account should be paying more attention, even in the simulator. You know, don't allow a modest gain turn into a loss. Yeah, see, you can't allow that to happen. I mean, you know, it popped up to 348, and then even in the simulator, treat it like it's your real money. You know, obviously, if I can pay a little more attention, I wouldn't let that happen. At this point, I might just let it stop out. If it hits 312, it'll stop out, but we'll see. See if it holds this area here. But I'm out in my real account, basically flat on the last bit. So nothing fantastic for the TWO for me in my real account. And these things are starting now to fade a little bit here. Not following the market yet. All right, guys, now look at MIC. Now, MIC is basing, see how it based here, and then it's basing here in that 5 minute, a little bit of a base. If it can take out that high, now it's giving up quite a bit perhaps, but it still has room. You know, maybe it gets back up to 2020. I'm just going to stick a price alert around 2020, 2024, okay, for the MIC. The longer it bases, just over 20. But so it doesn't look like it's doing that now. So again, guys, you know, if you're really paying, I'm going to flatten out of everything right now. You know, again, if you're paying attention, you can't allow that to happen. Yeah, by the way, I just tried to do a copy of this. It doesn't copy very well. It looks like I can't copy just a column of symbols, number one. You can copy everything, but you know, you can put it into an Excel spreadsheet, and it probably would look okay, but you know, again, we're working on a way in which you can track your trades a lot better. All right, guys, listen. This is an earnings play. Simply Good Foods, SMPL. Wish I had seen it a little earlier. I knew it was an earnings play, but I just forgot to track it. But SMPL. So let's see how well this holds 18. You know, will it pop off 18? I mean, it's down right now, but it was up pre-market. You can see it was up in the pre-market. Market open, and it's been fading. How well does it hold 18? Looks like there's some support around 1750 on that daily chart. And there's the VWAP, 1848. So, well, this has nothing to do with the AI. All right, this was my auto trading. This has got nothing to do with the AI. But remember, all these were positive at one point. Cannot allow. I mean, I'm not saying you can get out of everything with you know, a positive outcome, but you can't allow everything that was positive to turn into a loss. Now, for me, the interesting thing will be what happens at, you know, I've got a delay, another set of the same watch list, but a delay at 10:30. Will not get alerts till 10:30. So for instance, as an example, this is the only time I'll see this one on the delay of 10. But GBDC, as an example, if later on it gets up to 10:55, then it will trigger in my other one, if that makes sense. Okay, LBC, what are you? LBC. Yeah. Keeping an eye on the, so this is kind of what I'm talking about, guys. I mean, you don't have access to this, but this is this Holly strategy that's looking for stocks under $20. And this is my Brokerage Plus over here. There's CSTM. This is really spotty looking, so I don't know about that one, but let's take a look at CSTM. And you don't have access to this, but I don't mind sharing that one. CSTM, let's take a look at it. CSTM. Okay, oil, USO. It's another one that just showed up there. All right, everybody. Wow, it's 10:30 already. Okay, so first of all, welcome to the room. If you're brand new to the room, welcome to the room. This is the format Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, sharing my screen, live on the mic. I also have a YouTube feed going, and I monitor the YouTube feed, or I'm live on the YouTube feed. It's virtually the same as what you see in the room, just not as much interaction between traders. And I run that from 9 to just about noon. Then I hand it off to one of the other trainers slash traders at Trade Ideas. They take over from 12 to 1, and then I resume from 1 to 3. And that's on the YouTube feed. But if you're in this room, and you may as well just stay in the room, have a lot. I can do a lot more in the trading room. And if you are new and you cannot see, say, the bottom third of my screen, or it's kind of blurry, there is a fix. You should be using Chrome as your browser. If you can find the tech support tab, there is the fix. Use Chrome as your browser. Disable the hardware accelerator. Basically, there's the fix. And then close down your browser, reload your browser, and then everything should be fine. If you do have trade ideas, I'm sharing a lot of scans. If you click on the scans tab, here are all the scans that I'm sharing. Okay, or you can click on the room drive icon. Looks like a half open folder. Come on, get out of there. Okay. Click on that room drive icon and say, it looks like a half open folder. Scans that I share, download. The links that I'm going to talk about, you can download. These go to a Word document. You can look at everything then at your leisure. Give me one moment, please. Okay, some of the links. So I'm going to go over Brokerage Plus and our AI in way more detail. But first I want to talk about the training that we do have. Training Monday to Friday at noon to 1 Eastern, and that's on the YouTube channel. That's what I was talking about. Webinars, we have 4 of them a week. Monday to ATOS, guys, is ripping here. Just noticing here my Momo up. Webinars, Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. They are all archived. You should have the latest beta, okay? Then, guys, I mean, when you load this window from if you have the premium service, when you have the latest beta, then you don't have to go through the exercise of right-clicking segments all, okay? All is now the default. So please download the latest beta, not just for that. The similar tab, if you don't have the similar tab in your single stock window, then you know you don't have the latest beta. And also the buy and short buttons on the chart. You'll know you don't have the latest beta if you don't see them. So just click on that link and you will be brought to that page there, the download page. Scroll down to see the beta, all right? I do a daily video between 1:50 and 1:45 every day. Trade of the week is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. It was sent this morning. You can sign up for it right there. The next test drive, we're a little over a month away. So the next test drive, click on that link and fill this out. Basically what it is the test drive for $8.99. You'll have access to up to 10 full trading days using our premium service. It starts on May the 11th and it will run to May the 22nd. Filling out this form will basically, about a week before it starts, you'll be given all the, even 2 weeks, I'm not sure when they're going to send it out. It'll give you all the sign up details, okay? So we do not have free trials, but this is the closest thing you're going to get. We do this 4 times a year. And again, for $8.99, you can partake in it. And if you are a standard subscriber, this is an opportunity for you to try our premium service. Okay, so it is open to our standard subscribers. So, that's a number one question. Do you have free trials? No, but we do this 4 times a year. So I encourage you, if you want to try us out, this is the perfect time to do it. Okay, now subscriptions. If you click on the subscriptions tab at the bottom here, there are 4 ebooks. The bottom 3 are swing trading setups. ATOS, guys, is rippage right now. I'm just going to click on it. Wow, look at it go. Look at the volume that came in. ATOS from the Momo. It got halted earlier at $1.49. Popped up a little bit and then, wow, look at it go. ATOS. Look, okay, so there would maybe be where it would stall on that weekly chart, but it's right there. Anyway, back to the ebooks. These are all developed by Trade Ideas. These are not third party. The bottom 3 are swing trading setups, and the top one there is a take on earnings season, okay? If you do want to take out a subscription right now to Trade Ideas, click on that link right there. There's the promo code. Barry4 Alpha, all in capital letters, except for the numeric 4. You click on that link, and here's how much Trade Ideas costs. Okay, we got a premium yearly plan, $22.68 a year minus that 15%. The standard is $10.68 a year minus the 15%. You of course do not, and the big difference is the AI and the ability to auto trade anything if that's what you want to do. You would need our premium service for that. Now, you don't have to start off with an annual plan. Try us out, standard monthly, $118 a month minus that 15%, or the premium, $228 less the 15%. But remember, that discount's only good for the first month. If you do want to upgrade and you do it within 30 days, we'll honor the promo code. So upgrading, say, from standard to premium, or from a monthly plan to a yearly plan. I do have a Twitter account at BBRUIN, BBruin44. It is stocks only. All right, now I want to talk a little more at length about our AI and Brokerage Plus and what it can do for you. I don't know. Obviously, we will have a Good Friday. I mean, Good Friday is on Friday, and I'm sure we're going to have some kind of a promo. I don't know if it's going to be 25%, Alex. Probably find out tomorrow in a marketing meeting. All right, let me talk a little bit about the AI. So, basically what happens is this. We have what we call 50 baseline strategies. They get optimized every day. Once the market closes, AI takes a look, so it has access to the latest market data, takes a look at the strategies. This is not one of them, but if it were, takes a look at the filters that are in place. The AI strategies have way more filters. Takes a look at the filters in place and maybe starts playing around with the values within the filters, maybe takes a filter out, adds one in, runs the optimizer, runs the back tester, And at the end of the routine, going through all 50 strategies, tomorrow we are then presented with the strategies that made the cut. Making the cut typically meaning that a strategy has to have a win percentage of at least 60% and a profit factor of 2. I always say this, personally, I don't really care which strategies make the cut. All I do is I make sure I've got my strategy trades window open, and I wait for the alerts to happen. And when the alert happens, of course, it's a real-time alert. So so the entry is real-time. And then there's a stop price automatically set. And then basically it's up to you to manage the trades. But it's a great watch list for the day. So you don't have to do anything. Just load the window and let the alerts happen. And that is the AI. Now, Brokerage Plus. Let me just do something here. I just want to, because I'm going to start maybe taking some trades, showing you how to do that. So I'm going to wipe everything out right now. So this is the Brokerage Plus window. This is what it looks like. To load Brokerage Plus, you click on New from our toolbar, Brokerage Plus, and this window will pop up. These are the column. I should also preface everything by saying everything I'm going to say until I say it isn't is part of the standard service. Okay, this is part of the standard service. So you'll see we have some column headers here. If you right click on any one of them and then click on columns, here are all the columns that are available to you. These tabs you can access from New within Brokerage Plus. Click on New, here are the tabs. So in its simplest way, you can use Brokerage Plus in 2 ways. And I'm going to concentrate more on the simulation, paper trading. It's a great paper trader, simulated trading, okay? It uses our real-time data. Doesn't matter what brokerage account you have. It uses our real-time data. Now you can use it to trade. If you have an interactive brokerage account, you can use it to trade your own account. I've checked, but notice how I've checked the simulated trading. Okay, I've checked it. So everything you see here is a simulation mode. And so in its simplest way to use it, you would click on an alert. The symbol shows up. Pick how many shares you want. Pick the price you want to get in at. And if you're shorting, you sell. And if you're going long, you buy. All right, these are hotkeys you can use. Flatten gets out of a position, half your position, double your position, or reverse. You were long, now you want to go short, or vice versa. That's the simplest way to use it, the most manual way to use it. Nothing wrong with that, but there is probably what I would consider a better way. Let me take a look at MISO. Nice pop here. Look at the volume that's come into MESO. But the 200-day moving average is fairly close. 640, just on top. So it's fairly close. What buttons are you talking about, Zen? The big buy and sell buttons? Okay, so you probably don't have that checked. Can you see the gear down here? The gear? You just have to check show order buttons and then you'll see them. Okay, can you find the gear? Okay. I don't know why you can't see the gear. It should be automatic. It should be. Do you have the big buy and sell buttons? See the gear. Maybe you have to elongate the window or something like that. I'm not sure. The gear should be there. And then that allows you to click on it where it says show order entry. You check that, show order buttons. and that will then you'll be able to see. Well, maybe download the latest version. I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with it, but try the latest version, okay? I don't think that has anything to do with it. I mean, the gear has been pretty standard from day one. Okay, but try. Maybe that's it. I don't know. That is correct. Interactive Brokers right now is the only account. You know, if you want to, we are looking to add E-Trade, but you know, a lot of things happened that we thought we were going to have E-Trade by now. But just before the virus hit, Morgan Stanley bought E-Trade, so that put it into certainly in delay mode. And then when the virus hit, well, everything is in delay mode. You know, in our talks with E-Trade. So right now it's only Interactive Brokers. I see that Simple is still hanging in at 18. SMPL. No, I doubt that's ever going to happen, Rashi. I mean, what we're trying to do is get the web-based version. Really, what the web-based version is lacking right now is B+. You know, we're trying to get that done. And then, of course, a lot of people will just use an emulator. But, you know, I don't think we're ever going to have a Mac version, to be honest. All right, so this is what I was talking about. This is what you can set up. It's what we call one-click trading. Give me a second here, just have to move this over a bit. Okay, one-click trading. So let's just say you click on an alert, then you like what you see. You like the chart. You want to trade it. So you go back to the alert, right-click on it now, and you can see I've got these buying and shorting parameters that I've set up, options that I've set up ahead of time. Now you will have some defaults that we created for you. Of course, you can create your own. All right, and that's what we call one-click trading. You just choose how you want to trade it and click on it, and then it'll automatically trade it as per your trading strategy. So how do you set up a trading strategy? You have to have the strategies tab. So if you don't have that tab, click on new and strategies tab. Once you have that tab, I'm just going to get rid of this one because I want to be able to demonstrate something later. Then you just right click in the window and new trading strategy, and you create your own. Give it a name. Is it a long? Is it a short? These tabs you can fill in as much detail as you want. I'm going to go over what I do for my chart trading. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So you notice we have a buy button right on the chart. So what you do is you take one of your long strategies that you created and you designate it as the way in which you want to trade on your chart. So I created a strategy. I gave it a name called Chart Long 100 Risk. Right click on it and see how I've checked default chart long strategy. So what is the strategy that I'm using? I right click, edit the trading strategy, and this is what I have done. So entry time, I don't have to put an entry time in because this is going to be discretionary. But if I showed you my watch list up, you would notice that the slider was at 10 o'clock. That's what prevents anything from happening before 10 o'clock. Then the order details and risk management. They work hand in hand. I would encourage you to start thinking about the concept of, okay, if I get into a trade and it works against me, how much am I prepared to lose on the trade? Not every trade is going to work, obviously. So this is what this risk value means. So in the simulator, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to risk $100 on each trade. And if it doesn't work for me, I'm going to try to lose no more than $100. Okay, and that's based on a stop loss. And the stop loss is generated from the risk management. This is another little drop down. I'm using filter. I'm hoping, in fact, maybe tomorrow during the marketing meeting, I'm going to find out if we allow this as now something that you guys can use. Okay. I'm using what's called a VWAP stop. Okay, it's a custom filter, but you can try the Smart Stop. Smart Stop in dollars. Okay, this is generated by our system. And when you do that, and I don't have a hold time. I don't put any hold times. You know, I'm going to get out of, I'm going to manage the trade. I'm going to exit when I want to. If you want to put a hold time, you can certainly do that. But you'll notice that order details, risking $100 and having a stop, you're going to see that's how the share size gets determined. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So let's take a trade using the buy button on the chart. Let's see, Mizo. So you can do this one of two ways. We can set up what's called a conditional trade. So let's just say I look at MESO and I think, you know what, if it gets back up to 610, I want to take that trade. Let me see if there's a better one. Yeah, I was trying to find one that's maybe basing a little bit. This is another earnings play, guys. Just trying to see one that might be basing just a little bit. I don't see one yet. All right. Well, again, this is just for demonstration purposes. So let's take a look at Mizo. Okay. So let's put a conditional buy order right there. I'm going to click on B on the B, and I'm going to drop it. I'm going to move cursor until where I want to take the trade. So I drop it there. So it would take that trade at 612. It automatically put a stop in place at, hard to read it there, but looks like it's 580 something, right around here, 587. That's based on that VWAP stop. But if I want to take the trade right now, I don't want to wait. I just have to move this, and I'll drop it to the price, and it took the trade. Now, it took a lot of shares. Okay, because what this is doing is taking the difference between 601 and the stop, multiplying by 909, and I get approximately $100. Now it's approximate, you know, it's $113. So that means if I let it get stopped out, if it moves to $5.88, I'll take a 113 loss. Okay. Now at this point, I can always move my stop. If I don't like that stop, I can always move it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it here for the time being, or move it back to where that. Okay, now you notice what I forgot to go over. I always do this because I don't put targets on it, but somebody's, you know, a long time ago said, well, can you put a target? So yes, in the edit trading strategy, risk management. In target, I put an offset of what's called 50 cents. What that means is at the alert price, I'll get out 50 cents on top of that. In other words, if it moves up 50 cents from the alert price and I don't do anything, it'll automatically take me out. You can see right there, if I allow that to happen, I'd be up $559 on that trade. Okay? Now, of course, if this trade starts working and I'm getting closer and closer to that, of course, I can always move this up and down. Okay, I don't have to let it automatically take me out. If the trade is still working, why would I allow that? Why would I do that? Okay, so I mean that's using the buy button right on the chart. Highly visual, easy to do. Now, here is where you need our premium service. You notice I was these were auto entry. These were taking the trade as the alert happened automatically. And how I did that was this. So in the strategies, here are my two strategies: watch lists up and down, and I turned them on. Okay, see they're on. So that meant that. Here's the edit. Here's the trading. You know, I've got my trading strategy. Just to say, basically, it's exactly the same as the chart-based trading strategy. The only difference is I have delayed the entry till 10 o'clock. So if you wanted to, either A, you want to download my windows and trade, or you can create your own alert window and auto trade them if that's what you want to do. If you want to do that, then you need our premium service. And basically, you just turn the strategies on, the ones that you want to auto trade. If you wanted to auto trade the AI, here are the AI alerts so far this morning. You can do so, and again, you have to go into Holly AI and turn them all on, or turn the ones you want on. Plus, you have to buy Brokerage Plus. It's a one-time licensing fee, $1,100 minus the 15%. Okay, you only have to buy it if you want to auto trade the AI. And a one-time licensing fee, what do I mean by that? Is if you decide for some reason you want to stop trading. I'm just looking at various coming in here. So if you want to stop trading for a while and unsubscribe from Trade Ideas and then come back, Brokerage Plus is still waiting for you. So it's a one-time licensing fee. So you only have to buy Brokerage Plus if you want to auto trade the AI. Okay? If you don't care about auto trading the AI, then you don't have to buy it. And you only need our premium service if you want to auto trade anything. And notice it took it out. It took out the stop. And that was just demonstrating how to use the buy button on the chart. So let me just get rid of that. All right, so nothing is triggered. Nothing is triggered in delaying this to 10:30. You see there's no new entries here. No new entries here. Well, let's take a look at ENIA. Yeah, but it's on the short side. And again, it's more than likely it's not going to happen, but it's got to get below the low of Friday. That's quite a piece away. So far, the SPY is holding. So you can also see, GBDC, MFA, TWO, same sector. Okay, so when one started going down, you have to start looking at the other ones. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, guys, I'm trying to keep an eye on some of the ones from the less than 20. Seeing if there's anything interesting there. A couple of oil plays, the USO and BNO. Yeah, I haven't hit the bid, so I can't share anything like that with you. All right, now maybe we're starting to see a little bit of a fade here in the SPY, guys. And now we're not over 1,000. Maybe a little bit of a fade. All right, guys. So for me today, not very much action. You know, I took only trade I've actually taken was a TWO, modest profit. I took some when it popped, and then I got out flat. So, and that's it so far for me. Look at play, guys. Dave and Buster's play on the way down here, really giving it up. This was an earnings play on the 2nd of April. Really giving it up right now. Play. Okay, just give me a moment here. Man, you know, I've been watching this simple, guys. I'm just a little worried about there might be too much support, not that far away. But SMPL starting to fade here. Remember watching this one. Remember we're talking about this on an 18 break? Down goes simple, SMPL. I know it's an earnings play, yes. Okay, the other one to keep an eye on, guys, is ASMB. ASMB is an earnings play also. It is still positive, not very much volume. That 153,000, very low float, 23 million in the float. What's the spread like? Yeah, the spread is it's not great. 13, 14 cent spread. Okay, guys. Wow, look at this little green candle now. We're over 1,000 again. Green candle. So this is SPY is showing definite some great resiliency. Forgot to turn this on. So it would have taken this. It would have taken this ARNC. It would have taken it. It should have taken ARNC in my 30. So let me just see. 1875 ARNC. Evidently a work in progress. Guys, keep an eye on XBIT, XBIT. Keep an eye on XBIT right here. Little nice little, maybe a nice little break over 12. I see the bid ask is 1209, 1218, so not wonderful, but it is a low float, 25 million in the float. Volume is starting to pick up. Get a high in the pre-market of almost $14 for XBIT, guys. I think XBIT wasn't. Yeah, it's a virus play, and it was through the 200-day, 1220. Yeah, okay, there's the 200-day, so it's got to get through that again. Okay. Look at PRTK, somebody in Asia in the YouTube feed. He just mentioned this one. Now okay, I'm sure you're aware that the 200-day is right there. 371. 371 is the 200-day moving average for PRTK. It's at 368. It's basically you're in chase sequence mode right now, though. Too late. So Simple is really following the, to a certain extent, it's following the SPY right now. All right, so now it did take the ARNC. Ugh. 1 second, please. Just give me a moment here, please. I'm just editing something on my other monitor. Okay, so ARNC, again, I love to take this one, but you know me, I'd like to see it take out 9. I mean, it's got a lot of room, ARNC, spin-off from Alcoa from a long time ago. Well, extreme moves, I mean, you know, you can obviously put RSI at a very high level. You can also take a look at my RSI reversals, one of the scans I'm sharing in the room drive, RSI, or right here in the scans that I share, RSI, RSI reversals should be somewhere, hopefully. Actually, it's not RSI reversals, I'm sorry, it is gap reversals. Where is it? Gap continuation reverse, that could be an interesting one. Or I do have one called RSI reversals, which I can pop into the room for you. You can take a look at that. So for instance, you know, it caught this one right up there at 620 meso, and then it fell meso as an example. But Carnival is challenging 10 again. Nice challenge of 10, guys, for Carnival CCL. Okay, so if you're really looking for reversals, I mean, I did put that one in, the RSI reversals, but I have the other one too, the gap reversals. So the gap reversals, gap continuation or reverse, okay? So you'll see, it's a multi-strategy window. You'll actually see 4 in there. And if you just want the reversal part, then you only have to check the 2 that involve reversals. So what that means is, so a stock gap down reverses, or a stock that gapped up and reversed. Okay, so I'm answering Devil's Island Boys in the YouTube feed. So to use this on a Mac, you can use our web-based version, okay? But, you know, the web-based version is not as robust as the app, you know, which is PC-based. But if you wanted to, a lot of people, they'll use Parallels as an emulator, and then you can use the app. The web-based version is, well, the big if you don't care about Brokerage Plus, and the web-based version, and if you only have one monitor, is perfectly good. But if you have multiple monitors, and you want Brokerage Plus, you know, you really should get an emulator if you really want to take advantage of the program, okay? Okay, guys, give me a moment. I'll be right back, and I'll be back in about 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. All right, guys. All right, guys, I'm back and just kind of watching this ARNC. I don't like it as much, topping tail, so that's what I'd be looking at if I were in this trade. So I'm flattening out. Don't like to see all these topping tails on the 5-minute chart. Trying to get through 9, not able to. So what I would be doing is sticking an alert at 9 later on. Maybe it gets through it. Have my alert set down here for around 1750 for SMPL. And this is the area that looks like maybe some support right around that area, some support. If it can take that out, look out below for SMPL. Earnings play. Another earnings play, guys, BLPH. Very few earnings plays. BLPH. Underneath 10, probably some support around 9 for BLPH. Market's still strong, guys. Still strong. Hanging tough here. It hasn't broken out one way or the other. So what I'm going to do is, as I normally do, I just put a high or a price alert at the high and kind of at the low and see if it breaks out one way or the other. And that's for the SPY. I missed one from the... I missed this. This came in the under 20 at 892, 856 right now. You know, we were watching this one earlier on. It had, but again, look at all these topping tails, you know, fizzling out. Now it's starting to fade. FTAI. And this is what I'm talking about. Boy, Carnival, CCL, testing that $10 level still. All right, guys, I'm just kind of following a thread, a support thread, see if there's anything I can help with. All right, so IMMU definitely basing nicely here. I mean, one way or the other, this to me looks like it's going to be short from here, but you never know. The longer it bases, it could also have a pop, of course, but if it falls here, big, lots of room, of course, underneath. Had tremendous news this morning for it. Basically, FDA said, you know what, you don't have to continue your phase 3 trial. We've seen enough. I think that's kind of a summation. We've seen enough, and it's positive, obviously. I mean, look at that. I mean, this stock was 952 on Friday. In the pre-market, it got all the way up to 2650. Yeah, so Simple did not continue down. So hey, you know what? I mean, this could be on the long side. So what I'm going to do is stick an alert around 1818 or so, 1818 for SMPL, and see if it takes that out later on and starts to recover. I mean, it's not down that much. Excuse me. Well, Holly gets out of the trades in a variety of ways. I mean, one got actually stopped out. I can see that. Some are on profit saves. Some are on timed exits. Some are in reduced risk. So if Holly doesn't like the way that it's trading, not gonna just like you and I should do. Just because if I have a stop in place at a certain area, but I see I get it. So let's say I get into a trade, and it starts to drift down a little bit, and I've hanging on for half an hour. It's still drifting down. I may have a stop way down here, and I might just say, you know what, I don't like the trade. I don't like the way it's trading, and I get out before the actual theoretical stop. So that's what we call a reduced risk. So I can see one of them is a reduced risk. Another way is that, let's just say you get into a trade, it pops up looking great and then starts to fade. Just like you and I should do. You're not going to wait for it to stop out, or even you shouldn't wait to get back to where you got in. You're probably going to take, well, that's what Holly does, a profit save. Okay, so Holly, it's not, and then the other one is that all the AI alerts or the AI strategies, most of them, except for Neo, I believe, have hold periods. So in other words, a strategy might be a hold period of 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. The AI, Holly's going to get out of that trade, even if the trade is working. Okay, does that make sense? And only one I see actually got stopped out, like actually hit the stop price. And Holly exited at the stop price. No, well, no. I mean, this is what I've got. The only one that got stopped out was G. Literally hit the stop price. Laser, it's still in it. So something's going on. I mean, I don't know what I. Maybe you're gonna have to reload. Yeah, then something's going on. I would reload. That obviously is not happened. Yeah, and take it off topic, please. Okay, Menzies, take it off topic. I know you started it off topic, but for some reason you went into the stocks only. So what I would do is I would just reload it or do a reset of your, because that obviously that's not correct. Well, let's go for 2,000. Okay. Yeah, let me know if that worked in reloading, if that worked. IMMU. It's just hanging tough here, guys. IMMU. Okay, guys, very a nice little break here. Some volume came in. VERI. 200A is way up there, 384, so it's about $1 away. This one has some room. See if it takes out the whole number of three. The market is closed on Friday, yes. So Menzies, did you load trade ideas this morning, or did you have it? Did you have it running all weekend as an example? You did it this morning. What time? Eastern time. What time Eastern time? It shouldn't matter. I mean, I'm loading mine at around 7 in the morning, so 7:30. It shouldn't matter. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Very guys, very good so far. Three trying to get through three. Extended though. I mean, it's up to you just be chasing it right now. Yeah, I don't know about B plus. I haven't had any problems with B plus, but this is the AI, which has nothing to do with B plus running independently. I mean, Yeah, they've been choppy though, right? Fro's been choppy. I mean, let's see if it takes out the high. I mean, this was a great play last week, actually on the short side. I'm waiting to see if we get anything in the watch list down. It doesn't look promising today. Yeah, so Menzies, please take those off topic, okay? I'm going to have to delete your posts. Take those off topics. Oh, I'm sorry. Those were from before. Those were from before. Okay. Well, I have SONN as being Sonnet Biotherapeutics. And this, yeah, I know this is Chanticleer, but yeah, so I'm not sure what you mean. When you say the same company, now this stopped trading, obviously. This stopped trading, so I think what's happened is maybe, looks like this stopped trading on April 1st, so maybe they did a name change or a symbol change. That's probably why, but I don't understand because excuse me, I see that the last trading day for it was on April 1st for BURG. And then SONN, well, this started trading the next day, so it seems highly suspicious. It looks like BORG turned into SONN. That's all I can say. Look at CCL, guys, over 10 now. MESO or MISO? Are you talking about? Yeah, you're probably talking MESO, right? Not miso, Chinese salty thing. No. Salty liquid. Yeah. Or Japanese. No. Yeah, I mean, it's just basing. There's nothing, it could go one way or the other. It reminds me a little bit. Yeah. All right, guys, ASMB is trying here. Look at that nice break now on that daily chart for ASMB. It is an earnings play, not very many shares in the float, and it just hasn't traded that much. Spread is about a dime. I mean, this could start to move, but it's, Okay, guys, I'm just going to put myself on mute for a bit here, following something else, okay? All right, you guys are talking about Fran. I'm going to keep an eye on KISS if it takes out 14. I mean, this is still strong. I mean, the market's still strong. And I want to see if it takes out 14. If it takes out 14, I mean, it still has room on the daily chart. KSS. Under these all-day earnings play runners, especially in this market. So I'll just stick the alert up here and see if it takes it out later on. All right, guys. Sage. Okay, it's actually starting to drop. I see that Sage was actually an AI alert a while back. Oh, very good one too. I'm just looking here. Well, yeah. So the alert was at 27.76. It got up to 28.29. Okay, guys. Well, there's the upper end of the SPY. Taking that out, the upper end. Coca-Cola European Partners, CCEP. Look at this move for CCEP. Yeah, so what I read this morning was that they may get back together on Thursday. That's what I read this morning. Playing with emotions, guys. On again, off again. Talking about the oil. Yeah, you're right though. Yeah, look at USO, United States Oil Fund, USO. Lots and lots of volume. So nice spot there. Excuse me. Nice pickup there, Commodore. Yes, I see that, Andy. Thank you. Yeah, oil popping for sure. So USO, BNO. How about our favorite little SU? SU. I mean, that's still so strong. I mean, it really never really. Well, look what it did. Even though oil was, getting trashed, SU was really doing well. All right, look at GBDC. GBDC is really curling off that low of 10. Are the rest of them doing that? I've found it's been quite a choppy day. And I know somebody's going to say, well, what about these ones? Ah, shoot. I missed out on this one. I knew I wanted to keep watching this one. This is from the AI. I don't mind AI. I don't mind talking about it now. The alert was at 10:16 and now it's at 10:50. Look at the pop here. And that's from the AI laser LASR. I'll be handing off the YouTube feed. I'll be taking a break soon. I'll be handing off the YouTube feed to Sean from 12 to 1. Very, guys, now it's over 6. Let's see. Do I want to take this one? It's so extended. And you know what? Look at that weekly chart. Lots of resistance probably close by around 330-ish. Doesn't have a lot of room. And that's the VERI. Too bad. It's so extended on the 15s. Yes, the link to the YouTube feed. Just a minute. Yeah, just give me a minute, Bad Bob. Here you go. I think with simple, what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to stick an alert down here around 1750 and see if it takes it out later on in the day. If it takes it out later on in the day, I think that's going to be a pretty interesting short because there's really no support underneath that 1750. It is an earnings play, so it still should be active all day. Very late trading day for me. Just that one trade earlier on in TWO. And the cruisers, NCLH and CCL, both making new highs. Boy, once Carnival took out that 10. All right, we've seen this one before. Happiness Biotech. Nice pop. Look at the volume that's coming in. Not a ton of volume yet, but super low float. 8 million in the float. Definitely, I'm sure this is a virus play. Gosh, it's going to be good when I don't have to say that anymore. No, that was sort of a brief pop on the oil. Then the next bar was red, and it looks like it wants to go continue down now. So that was a brief flurry for USO and probably BNO on that news regarding Russia. They bought them? Okay. All right, guys, so I'm just going to stick this in here. I'm going to be taking my break. That's what I read this morning about move to Thursday. I read that this morning. But something obviously caused the pop. Maybe they've more or less solidified it. Oh, look at the SPY continues. Boy, we really haven't had a red bar on that 15. I mean, we've had a very modest one right there, but really nothing to speak of today anyway for the SPY. Not yet, I should say. Okay, Sean, so I'm going to wait for you to pop in. You might be in the YouTube stream right now. Just let me know when you want to take over. I'll do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're getting close to the top of the hour. Okay, I see that post. Okay. Let me know when you're ready, and then I'll give the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The one and only Sean. Boulder Sean. All right, I'm going to put an alert for KSS around 1410 and see if it takes that out later on. Has room. Yeah, look at Hap up and down. That's why you got to, I'm losing interest in these little ones. I mean, I do see the pops, but then, they're just not a lot of them are really trending and sustaining the pops. All right, Sean, just a second. Let me get to, okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, hello, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you, Barry, for the handoff. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Monday, everybody. What are we in now? Quarantine week 3? I've lost track. I've been a little ahead of everybody, I think. I got started a little early because we had some sick folks in my house. So we were a little bit ahead of the curve on quarantining. So I lose track where we are officially. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. This is Chicago Sean McLaughlin. I am here to do the Q&A for the next hour. As much as the next hour. We'll shut it down early if nobody's around. But this is a Q&A session. I have no agenda. I've got no planned itinerary. I'm here to answer questions about the software as best I can. So if you got something on top of your mind that you want to learn about or discuss, throw it in there and let's tackle it. There's a chat window there in your YouTube channel, which I'm sure you're all aware of. That's where you type in your questions, and that's where I'll see them. Let me fill up my coffee mug. Oh, that's the end of my coffee. Oh well, tacos. I don't know about you guys, but my willingness to go into town and head to a grocery store directly correlates or inversely correlates with my coffee supply. When my coffee supply gets low, I'm much more willing to go venture into a grocery store. So the market gapped up higher today, probably surprising a lot of bears who just assumed that we'd have another Sunday massacre like we've had seemingly every Sunday for the last month. But S&P 500 is gapped up pretty significantly, holding those gains today. Are we going to break out above the highs that we saw early last week? Who knows? Sure does look like it wants to. But if I am you, and I am not, I would not be aggressively betting on the long side here. I just think there's a lot of overhead supply coming up in SPY, just in all stocks. Could I be wrong? Of course. I would be happy to be wrong in this situation. Something over your mouth is good idea shopping? Stuart, elaborate. I'm not sure what you're saying. You're talking about buying a mask? We do have masks here at my house. We are good. Yep, Stuart, we're good on that. We've got some masks, and my wife pulled out the sewing machine this weekend and actually made some stylish ones. Scarf chic. Chris, back to the part of the cycle where bad news is bullish. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand the news cycle. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't listen to the news. I don't follow the news. I don't trust the news. For the last 20 years, I've tuned out the news. Well, I shouldn't say that. Not the last 20 years. Since the financial crisis of 2008, I've tuned out the news. I've divorced myself from the news cycle. And you know what? I'm a hell of a lot calmer because of it. And probably a better trader as well. If something's important, it'll find me. That's my MO. So folks, this 1 hour session will be pretty boring if nobody has any questions. Meanwhile, you can see all the open positions. I've got the simulator on, and I'm auto trading Holly today, with the exception of this NVO trade that you see here. That's a swing trade I've been holding for a while, but everything else are all Holly trades from today, all on the long side, fittingly. I'm a little underwater at the moment, which is disconcerting, but hey, we got plenty of time, and the trend in my P&L is definitely in the right direction from here, so that's good. Let's take a look at some of these trades since we got some time. This laser looks pretty nice. Sage. Ooh, this looks even better. It's a beauty. That's a beauty chart. Let's hope that thing keeps going. NVO, this is my swing trade that I'm in, still holding pretty nicely. THS, we're just kind of treading water right there right now, but it has come back. I got into it. You know, you see the buy, sell, buy. This is a situation where Holly got me in. I got stopped out during this red candle. And then I've got the algo set to re-enter. And so it re-entered right here. So I'm in it. A minute to win it. Let's go. First Trust Senior Loan Fund. All right. That's not a stock I would have traded on my own, but that's all right. Fitbit coming back. Well, got the old rope pull when we bought into this meso, but looks like it found its footing and building a little bit of a support, so maybe that'll work out. IMU doesn't look so good. Looks like our stop may get hit soon. And that is a stop I would like to get out at. That'd be the low of the day. Definitely want out there. This one we got stopped out of. All right, well, let's hope this laser and this sage carry the torch higher. Sometimes it's all it takes is one stock to make your day, right? They can't all be winners. Dollar General making an all-time high today. How about that? Look at that chart. New all-time high in Dollar General. I assume that's an all-time high. Let me check. Let's go back. Monthly chart. Yeah. Interesting. I can't imagine they're a store that's open right now, or maybe they are. I don't know. My wife likes to shop there. Or no, she goes to the dollar store, whatever. They're all the same. They're all the same to me. My wife loves those stores. My wife is a bargain hunter. She's an expert bargain hunter. And she buys a lot of stuff at the dollar store. Especially for my son. Pro tip for any parents out there, if you got young kids, you could buy a lot of great stuff for your kids at the dollar store for super cheap that will keep them entertained and keep them going. All right, David, I see your question. Give me a second to read it out. I'm not sure I understand your question, David. If you're looking for block trades, I mean, it sounds like maybe you're looking for block trades as an indicator to get into positions. Holly strategies are not customizable. Each Holly strategy has its own setup and its own parameters, and that is all proprietary and it's all handled back end. You don't have any ability to tweak how and why Holly gets into trades. All you can control is which strategies you choose to trade and how much risk you allocate to each trade. So if that's what you're asking, if you want to add a block trade indicator to Holly, that's not possible. Now you can create your own strategies, and we do have a block trade alert. If I go into an alert window here and hit configure and go to the search tab and type in block trade, we do have a block trade alert that you can use in any of your own strategies. You add that alert and you set a minimum amount of shares, let's say 10,000 shares. That's how you would set that up. Boy, that S&P just pushing higher. It really wants to go higher today. Surely frustrating the maximum amount of bears here. David, you can customize how much money you invest on any one trade, but you cannot customize it for a block of stocks, right? You can't say, all right, I want to get 5 positions on and I want to invest, 10K evenly across 5 trades. All you can do is you could set the dollar amount per trade. So let me show you what I mean. So let's go to the, in my Brokerage Plus window, if I go to the Strategies tab and... No, I'm sorry. Let's go to the Holly because that's what I have on. So if I go to one of these strategies, and I could do this for all of them, right? I could select all and just right click and edit long trading instructions. And I could set my positions right here where it says position sizing. Right now I've got it set to risk only $250 per trade. But if I want to invest a certain fixed dollar amount per stock, I can do that. I just choose fixed dollars. Okay. And then I set my number to say 10,000. I could do that on a per trade basis, David, but I cannot do it over a block of trades, right? I can't say, okay, only do 5 trades and evenly divide, 10,000 amongst those 5 trades. Because first of all, we don't know how many trades Holly's going to do in any one day. So, well, that's really it. I mean, we don't know. So you could do it on a per trade basis. That's the best you can do, David. Hope that makes sense. Jose, I'm not quite sure I understand your question. You're using Barry's up-down watch list. Is there a way to modify so I do not have to renew Windows every Monday? I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, Jose, but if you've got a top list on your screen and you save that top list to your cloud and you also save it as part of your layout, every time you open that layout, that top list will appear. Now, if you want to add different stocks to your top list, you're going to have to do that yourself. You're going to have to do that every day if you want new stocks on that top list. All right, Stuart wants to know how to set up Brokerage Plus to do AI trades in the simulator. Well, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a Brokerage Plus window open. If you don't have a Brokerage Plus window open on your screen like I do right here, to do that, you go to your TI menu bar, TI menu bar and go to New and choose Brokerage Plus. Okay, that will open this window here. And it'll likely look like this, although you probably will have no positions open. It'll just be a blank blotter right here. Now to turn on the Holly AI, what you need to do is see these tabs here across the top. Go to the Holly AI. Mine says on because I have it on, but yours would probably say off. Oh, and actually before I do that, make sure right here where it says connected, click on that. Make sure you're connected to the Trade Ideas Simulated Trading. Okay? You want to have that turned on first. Once you've got that on, then you're going to want to go to the Holly AI tab. And to turn on all Holly strategies, you just simply, you go here, click on the first one, and if you hold your shift key and then click the last one, that'll activate all of them. Or you can a la carte do whichever strategies you feel like you want to do. But either way, if I select them all and I right click and I go right here, enable 14 selected strategies, and that will turn them all on. Okay, or if you just want to do one, say you like the quarterback strategy, you just highlight quarterback, you right click and say enable selected strategy. Okay, that's how you turn it on. And once you're on, then you go back to your positions tab and you'll watch the trades come in as they happen. Now, you know, there might not be any for a little while, but most Holly enters most of her trades definitely in the first like 2 hours of the trading day. That's not always the case, but the majority of the time, I would say the majority of Holly's new trades get entered in the first couple hours of the trading day. So you might not see any more or very few for the rest of the day. But if you do that every morning, right before the market's open, you turn on your Holly AI, you'll be good to go and ready to trade. Andy, thanks for throwing that link in there for Stuart. All right, good questions there, guys. Good questions. Daddy's got to put a trade on. Market's moving higher. There's no rest for stocks right now. All right, all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've hit a lull, an early lull. If you got any questions, I see a few people have joined in the last few minutes. Welcome. My name is Sean McLaughlin, Chicago Sean on Twitter, if you want to hang out with me there sometimes. But this is an open forum Q&A session for Trade Ideas. Any questions you have about the software, about the platform, throw your questions in the questions panel, and I will help you arrive at your answer. Stuart, your Brokerage Plus is only showing Holly AI. Can I run all AI? Yes, you can. So in this window here, you should see all of these strategies. Okay. Looks like there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, about 15 strategies active today. If you want to get all of them active, just you could select all really easily by clicking the first one, then hit your shift key and click the last one. And just right click and enable 14 selected strategies. That's how you get them all on. If you're seeing something different than this, let me know. Excuse me. Oh, is that what the issue is? You're not seeing a Holly AI tab? If that's the issue, yeah, as Andy said, if you go into new here, you could open up a variety of tabs. And you could open up the Holly AI tab right there. Sorry, I assumed the Holly AI tab was always open for everybody. But yeah, you see we got a number of tabs here across the top. If you want to add any additional tabs, you just head to the new menu right here and there's additional tabs you can select. I haven't played around with that much because everything I need is right here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So look at that. We're getting back to even, getting close. Who's leading the way? Laser. No, not Sage. Sage ain't helping. Fitbit's helping. There we go. Looks like Fitbit's the biggest contributor. Oh, maybe this G as well. Boom, boom, boom. Boy, it certainly feels like there's a little FOMO creeping in there with stocks ramping up. Boom, 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 boom. Stuart, your positions tab is blank because you probably just turned on Holly AI, right? So these are trades that I got into earlier this morning. You see the entry times here. Now I am in the mountain time zone, so I'm not sure what time zone you are in, but I've been in these trades, most of these trades for an hour or more. Okay, so you're only going to get new trades. You're only going to get trades if new ones happen. Okay, so right now, the most recent trade to enter was, looks like, if I could sort this by time, it was almost an hour ago. This LASR laser, that was the last trade to get entered. So you're not going to see any positions pop in here until Holly makes a trade. Look at those spoos. Yeah, Stuart, I'm not sure how much entertainment my position tab will offer you, but it is what it is. Looks like getting close to break even, though, which is good. I was down, wow, almost $600 at one point today. So glad to see it's crawling back. Makes sense with the market ramping up, and I got all these long trades on. You would think it would crawl back pretty soon. Anybody get their stimulus checks yet? I don't know if I qualify. I haven't read the fine print, but I don't think I qualify for one. We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, if I get one, it just goes right back to them because I owe money for taxes last year. So why don't they just make a little journal entry, reduce my taxes owed from last year? Wouldn't that be simpler for everybody? What do I think of Billy and Fast? Well, let's pull them up and take a look. Well, that's a good looking chart right there. The stock has held up pretty well. I mean, we had a big breakaway gap at the beginning of the year. I mean, basically January 1st. And we came back. It was a wild ride. We came back and tested that, but we did not fill that gap. I don't know. Looks like a pretty good stock. Let's see. What about Fast? It's a good looking breakout too. I mean, look, if you're looking at these things for swing trades, you know, I'm not scared of either one. I would just, you know, make sure you put a nice little stop loss level in. Maybe put your stop here at the low of today's low, right there around 31. Maybe make that your stop loss, 31.10, and drag it higher. I mean, I feel like this dead cat bounce we've had on the market is due for a significant pullback. That's just my bias. So I'm not saying I'm right or I have any special insight. Maybe the pullback we had last week, maybe that was the pullback. I don't know. But I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't be getting too aggressive on the long side here. The time to get aggressive on the long side was last week. And of course, you know, I have the benefit of hindsight to say that. So no special insight here, but I don't know. If I'm already long, great. Stay long. Keep my stops in order. Trail my stops on my existing long positions. But as a swing trader, I would not be getting too aggressive here on any new long trades. Yeah, Andy, I'm with you, man. SPY is kind of running into a brick wall. If you pull up this SPY chart, let's zoom this out a little bit. Let me stretch this up so we can kind of get a clearer view. I'll zoom in a little. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a pretty significant wall right there, as Andy pointed out. And if we do get through this level, which is totally possible, we may, try to fill this gap right here around 270 to 275 area. You know, at some point, though, as the days go along, this 50-period moving average is going to start coming into play from overhead. And we're going to run into some resistance. I mean, look, for me, if I were extremely optimistic right now, I would say, all right, well, the S&P could potentially run as high as up to here. It might run into resistance at the low end of this first, the first thrust when we sold off, kind of bottomed out around 285. I would think that if the markets go higher from here, I would think that this level here in this area would be a really significant level, because by then the 50-day moving average is going to come into play. We're going to come up to that first support level of the initial thrust down. To me, if we keep going higher, I think this 285 level in SPY becomes the level we all want to watch. But in the immediate term, Andy's right. I think right now we're at a pretty significant level. Again, I would not be getting aggressively long here. If we break through this, yeah, you might have some room to run up to around the 285 level. But I'll let the market prove to me what it wants to do. I'm not going to anticipate anything. Stuart, to change symbols in a chart, all you need to do is just click on the chart to activate it, and then just start typing. Q, Q, Q. Look at that. Right? All you gotta do is click on a chart and just start typing, and it'll bring up that change symbol box. And if I hit enter or click change, that'll bring up the chart. Pardon me while I change the batteries on my mouse. Got some batteries that need to be recharged in my computer mouse here. Tell you, it was a simple little purchase, but buying a battery charger and rechargeable batteries for my mouse might have been the single best purchase related to a computer I've ever done. Such a simple little thing, but simple things add up. All right, and we're back. Now I got a mouse that works again. All right. I see the number of people in our room has been rising over the last 15 minutes or so. So I'll give the standard intro welcome to those of you who are new here. My name is Sean McLaughlin, Chicago Sean. This is the Trade Ideas Open Q&A session, at least until the top of the hour. This is I got no itinerary, no plan. I'm just here to answer questions. Any questions you've got about the software, about trade ideas, about trading as well. If you want to talk trading, I mean, whatever you want, I'll do my best to answer. Andy's in the chat room to help out. If if a question comes that I don't know the answer to, Andy might know. So you got plenty of help here. Hope everybody's holding up in these crazy markets. As active traders, this is the time. This is the time. If you're feeling it, if you're in the right mental headspace and if you're managing your risks properly, this is the type of market you want to be putting your foot on the gas pedal and going for it. Because this trading environment for the next several months now is going to be fertile ground for trading profits for those of you who attack the market with a plan and with the right tools. You already got the right tools. You're in the right place. So you already got that done. Now you just got to have your plan and stick to it and manage your risks and let the trading gods sort it out, as they say. How's that Zoom stock doing? Yeah, I find this stock pretty fascinating. The Zoom. I mean, everyone's using Zoom conference calls, and when everybody started working from home, you saw this big ramp in share prices, which, you know, kind of made sense at the time. But the more I've thought about it, you know, I'm wondering how well is Zoom monetizing this influx? And I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm just kind of asking out loud. I hope that they're finding a way to monetize this in a way that's sustainable. I mean, I know I've been using some Zoom video conferences that I didn't pay for. I know they have a lot of free options. So just curious. I hope they're able to translate all this increased traffic into more sales. For their sake, I hope they can do that. And it looks like maybe the market is wondering the same thing as we sold off and gave back a lot of those gains that we got in late March. They might be wondering the same thing I'm wondering. Let's see. All right, folks. Well, as we get closer to the end of our session, if no more questions are coming in, then I'll probably just pass it back over to Barry in the live trading room. You won't need to do anything. You just stay right here on the channel, and when Barry's... Well, actually, Barry is still going right now. We'll just pass it right back to him and get him back on. But if you are here for the first time in this channel, please do yourself a favor and bookmark the YouTube link that you're at right now, because you could come to this YouTube link every trading day during trading hours and get live content. You'll either get the live Q&A that starts at noon Eastern every day, or you'll get Barry in the live trading room watching Barry trade. Both are great resources, and I know I could tell you what I've done in my browser. In fact, I'll show you. If I bring up a web browser, check this out. Right there in my browser, I got daily TI live support. I could just click that button and it opens up my YouTube support channel where you guys are right now. So I just click that button. My computer's going super slow, of course, but there it is. It goes right to the live support session. So I'm going to close this down. Otherwise, we'll get crazy feedback. But I recommend that. Just bookmark it. If you got Google Chrome, you can bookmark it, put that bookmark right in your browser bar and just click on it and bam, you're in. Super easy. All right, folks, I'm going to let Barry know that we're just about ready to switch back to him, as we seem to have very little questions coming in. I'm just going to let Barry know that we'll pass back in a little bit. One thing I like to point out to everybody, if at any time, maybe it's after market hours or you're just not in the chat and you have a question about the software, the best place to get questions answered, especially if they're detailed questions that you got a lot of nuance to it, best way to get those questions answered is to send us an email at info@trade-ideas.com. That's the best place to get questions answered, especially detailed questions, because we can make sure that question's routed to the appropriate person who can best handle that question for you. So anytime, nights and weekends, holidays, send us questions in email. We're usually pretty good at getting back to people pretty quickly, even during off hours. So don't be shy. Stuart, you're welcome. Thanks for chiming in. You're welcome. Yeah, Stuart, I'll type in that email address for you right now. info@trade-ideas.com. That's the best place to get questions answered anytime. Tesla looks interesting. Let's see. What do you see in there that looks interesting there? Devil's Island boys. Which way are you thinking where do you think the next 5% move in Tesla is? Up or down? Looks to me to be stuck in a range. But I can be convinced. You think it's a nice short? Yeah? Why do you think it's a nice short? Do you like the technical setup here, or is it a fundamental idea? Technical setup. So you like the technical setup for Tesla to go short. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I mean, I probably wouldn't get aggressive getting short until we break the intraday low. Around 290 or 498 would be maybe a spot I'd look at to get short. I don't know. Me personally, I'd wait for the stock to prove itself first. I don't think I'd get short here, but or where it's trading right now. But if it broke this level here, yeah, I could be convinced. All right, folks, looks like the questions have ended and Barry's ready to take the stream back. So, Barry, hold on a sec. Let me ready for the countdown. Barry, let me know if you're ready for the countdown and I will pass it on over. All right, here we go, Barry. I'm going to shut it down in 5, 4, 3, 2,